think ultimately we always knew when we finished Isle of Wight that we would start writing music, but for the first time in our career we didn't pen a date for when we wanted to record. We didn't have an idea really in the calendars to where we should be at certain stages, and I think there was definitely, for me at least, I had to sort of fall in love with the idea of creating music again, which I hadn't written a note of music or written a lyric since 2013. So the idea of doing that again 2 years later was one that I wasn't sure whether or not it was something I was still good at, or whether it was not. It was definitely something that I believed I could pursue, and I think that, you know, having the friends that I have in the band, and I think having a very supportive management company and a now a really great label with a great influencer over there called Corda, and just all of our loved ones, I think, are just like, you know, if you've got something, you should only make music if you've got something to say and you feel like you're you're contributing in a good way to the music world, and I felt that with, as soon as we wrote Night People and Swear, I think they were the first two we wrote, I just thought that, yeah, this is exactly what it should be like after 10 years. It's exactly what, I love the idea of the challenge of trying to better our previous work, or at least do something different, and I think that was a moment, I think, just being at Dan's studio, and then we went and did some recording for a month or a few weeks in Sheffield, and I remember like being around the guys again 24/7 and making music. I was like, we've still got so much to contribute to not only our existing fan base but to new fans, and I think the real telling moment was being in Nashville. I don't think there's a single person in the world that, if you're feeling like the flame's gone out a little bit for your love or your passion for what you do musically, I think going there and being in Blackbird and working with a Grammy award-winning producer and a great team and being somewhere completely different, and I think if we'd gone to make that record in LA, I think I would have struggled, and I think being in Nashville was like it was a beautiful new challenge that didn't know how it was going to go, but I knew that as long as I was doing it with Max, Dan, Matt and Chris, that it was going to be an experience that it would be something I'd remember always. So just threw myself into it, and as soon as I let the shackles go off a little bit, I sort of started picking up the guitar again, I think, and just enjoyed being a musician again. Yeah, I think, you know, the premise of collaborating with your friends and your musicians that you've shared a band with for 10 years, I think that really excited me again, and I think it was just a gentle but poignant reminder that this is what I want to do with my life, and I want to evolve in this band with these people and continue this crazy journey we've been on together. And sometimes you need to take something away from you that means something to understand what its value really is. And the more I thought of a life without Yumi at Six and without being a performer and a songwriter, I thought life without that was going to be maybe one that would be too difficult to accept and overcome. So I realised that it was what I wanted. So, and I think it's okay to have those days. I think it's okay to wake up some days and go, do I still love this as much as I did? Am I still as good as I thought I was? Do I have something to say? Do I have something to offer? Because then it makes you realise that when you get through that door and you move forward positively, that when things start to come together, and you know, when there's still, for me, there's no better feeling than being in the car with the lads driving back from the studio and listening to a rough cut of a song we finished that day, and like the buzz that we all have in that moment of being like, we did that, we put that together, and this band doesn't exist without all five of us contributing towards that same goal. And it's just such an unchallenged high. There's not another high that I think even gets remotely close to that. So you just need a few of them really to get the ball rolling, and once you have that, it's a pretty poignant reminder that what you're doing is the right thing.